So this is finally the last lesson of learning ASL from this specific book, a basic course in American Sign Language. And we are in the last lesson, lesson 22. It's taken forever, but we finally did it. Okay, in lesson 22, shouldn't take that long. It should be actually a very short lesson. We have the first thing we're going to learn is outlining for shape and detail. Some examples of that. Shaping objects with classifier BB, meaning two-handed, right? Then we have some examples of that. We also have classifiers showing motion and some examples of that. And then, of course, we'll finish off with vocabulary. Now, the thing is, this lesson, instead of sentences, some of the examples are just pictures, as you can see here. They're just pictures. And then they want you to describe those pictures using the classifiers you just learned. Now, for that, I want you guys to really think and use your imagination, use your creativity. How should I describe, how would I sign these pictures? Now, for that reason, I am not going to give you the answers for every single picture. I'm probably just going to sign maybe the first one or pick a random one, but I'm probably only going to sign one picture, because then if I sign all the pictures, I'm just giving you the answers and I'm not letting you guys really think and be creative and challenge yourself. So for that reason, I'm only going to sign maybe one picture. The sample sentences also as well, I'm probably only going to sign maybe one or two, because at this point you should be able to look at a picture or look at a sentence and have an idea. How would that look like in ASL? What's the best way to express it? What's the best way to convey it? So that's why. I should have done that sooner. But oh well. Oh well. Here we go for lesson 22, outlining for shape and detail. The tips of the index finger can be used to outline the shape of an object or to show detail of an object. I have a table at home that is kidney shaped. Right? So here you have home, have table, outline, kidney shaped. Right? So how would that look like? Right? You have one finger here, that's where it starts, and then you kind of do a kidney shape. To make it even more clear, you could fingerspell kidney and then do the shape. But you got to remember that one finger stays here and then the other does the outline. Don't do it at the same time. Don't drop the finger. No, you need to have a beginning, and then you outline, and then you need to have a place where you can end. So that's why we have one finger that stays here. You could do it like this. You don't have to do it like this. That's maybe a strain on the shoulder, so you could do it like this. Right? But just remember, a finger stays here, so that way you have a place to start and a place to end. So here we go. Let's sign it again. You can even fingerspell it at the end or at the beginning. So here we have the flower ball has a scalloped rim. Scalloped. This has scalloped. It has little like beep, beep. Now you could also use this. We're going to learn that classifier later on. You could do it like this. You could do it like this. But we're learning outline, and that's with the index finger. So flower ball has scalloped rim. So here we go. Now you notice you could keep the ball and then do it, or you could do this and this. Now the book shows that one hand is the ball, and then you do a scalloped ring, right? But you could do ball and then this, or you could do ball scalloped. All right, here we have, there's a big piece of paper there. I'm talking like a big piece of paper. right? So big piece of paper. That's right, over there. You point, you do this, whatever. You could sign big and then the classifier. You could sign the classifier first, then big, but all of that works. Now here we have exercise 22.1. So these are the examples. This is the picture. Outline and give detail of an object in the following pictures. So I'm going to pick a random picture. We have number 4, which is a metal spring. Just like that. Just like that. That's one picture. The rest is, a triangle bell, a bed frame, a pool, a TV, a leaf, a picture of a TV. So use your imagination. You got this. Next, shaping objects with classifier B. The classifier B can be used to describe the surface shape of an object. The surface shape. So you have the old bed has a dip in the middle, meaning you could just do this. I've done that. Or you could, this is the bed going straight and then it sags. So, what you could do, right? Both work. In the book, it wants to use B. So you do, it sags. Here we have another example. The lawn has a gentle slope. So, just like this, a slope. A nice, my scenes being annoying. Anyway, so you have grass, right? Slope. You could do maybe a little tiny hills everywhere. Or maybe a slope that's super steep. Right? Something like that. And then here we have New York has many tall buildings. So we'd say New York, and then you point wherever New York is, have building or building. Right? That's one way. Then exercise 22.2, use the classifier B to describe the surface shapes of the objects in the following pictures. The pictures, we have a circus tent, we have a road that's very curvy, we have a rug, we have a frozen lake, we have staircases, we have a ball, we have mountains. So I'm going with number 5, which is the staircase. Right, that's it. You kind of go like this, and you just, well, that doesn't look very clear. You gotta make it clear. You could sign stairs at the beginning and then the classifier to show. Okay, so here we go. Classifiers showing motion. Some classifiers can be used to show the motion of humans, animals, or objects they represent. We have 5 with kind of like wiggly fingers, I guess, to mean a large quantity of people, cars, animals moving towards a specific location. So you have maybe a herd of cows or a herd of animals or just a herd of people going to one specific location. Then you have a 4 going like this, to mean a continuing stream of people or animals flying past, right? So maybe a bunch of people are walking past you, a bunch of animals are walking past you or running past you really fast, but something like that. And then we have the same classifier, but instead like this, it's going like this, right? To mean a continuing stream of objects filing along as an assembly line, such as newspapers on a conveyor belt. So newspapers on a conveyor belt, or anything like a factory line. And then we have the classifier 4 like this, to mean a flow of liquids such as a gas leak, a runny nose, running water, or bleeding. right? So runny nose, if it's blood, then you do red first, red, and that way we know it's blood. Right? Gas, leak, or just leak like a faucet. You just do this, just like that. And here we have an example. People were rushing to the sale. So remember, you gotta put location first. Sale over there. You could point first, sale, right? You could be sale there, or you can even put there have sale people. There are many ways. And then you have restaurant. That restaurant is good. So many people go there, right? So you could do this, but the book wants us to use this classifier. So you remember direction. If you're going this way, the hands look like this. If you're going this way, hands look like this. It's not like this, and it's not like this. It's this way or this way. Then we have, I used to work at the post office sorting mail, right? So here we have a conveyor belt with mail there, so we do this. Right? Then we have the water's dripping, go fix it. So, right? Fix it. Here we have some sample sentences. Before I work factory tomato, on the conveyor belt. So. And then we have more examples. You can switch out the tomato for Coke, for can, for fish, for car. So just practice the same sentence with all these different nouns. I'm going to do one more. Meeting important people, go there. And then you could substitute for people, meaning deaf people, or cops, or interpreters, or researchers. But just do the same sentence with different nouns. And now we go on to vocabulary. We have Africa. Or there's another way to sign Africa like this. You have approach. There's also approach, meaning how do you approach a problem? How do you approach? This could also be approach a person. This approach meaning like you're slowly getting closer. If it's a person approaching another person, you could also use classifiers. We have Australia. Now this is an old sign. I've only seen this sign in the book. The sign I've seen in my day-to-day interpreting is this for Australia. We have baptize or baptism, blind, a bowl. We have busy. This is a lexicalized sign. Lexicalized signs meaning that each letter is spelled out at first, but then over time it gets faster and faster, and some letters are, gone, or they get rid of the letter. Like, for instance, job. Some people just do JB, and they don't even do the O. So the O has just, gotten rid of it. Same thing with dog. Sometimes it's just DG, and they don't do the O. They just do GG. Same thing with bank. BANK just becomes BK. So these are lexicalized signs. We have Canada. We have Catholic. China, Chinese. This is an old sign. This is an old book. Nobody really uses that sign anymore. It goes from shoulder to hip. China. We have commute, going back and forth. Right? You could use this sign. You could also mean driving back and forth, or an airplane driving back and forth, or a train, or a boat, or just, generally. You have congratulations. You have cooperate, which you could use these fingers or these fingers. Means the same thing. You have Egypt. You have England, British, English. This is how it is in the book. But when I see people signing it, it's like this. This could mean the language English, or could also mean the country England. We have, I hope I pronounced this right, Episcopal. Episcopal. Episcopal.
I have no idea.
Well, it's a type of domination of church. And it's like this. And you have forever. You have France, or the French language. France! Oh my goodness, that's so old. Then you have gas, again, lexicalized sign. If it has this, if it has a hashtag. Does anyone remember what was it before it was called hashtag? It was called a pound symbol.
It had a name before that.
What? What was the name before that?
I don't know.
But anyway, gas. So how you gloss a lexicalized sign, you use the pound symbol, you use a hashtag symbol. Right? Gas. Germany. Some people sign this because of their helmets. You can't see it. You have God. You have grass. You have Greece like this. I've also seen it like this. Hospital with an H, making like a cross shape. You have India or Indian. Israel or Jewish. Italy. Japan, Japanese, again, very old sign. Nobody uses this, but this is the sign people use now. You have Lutheran, medicine, or medical, or something, like medicine, and then you take the pills. You have Methodist. This is also the sign for enthusiastic or motivate. So remember, context is everything. So if you're talking about a church or a religion, maybe sign church or temple, and then someone can understand, oh, you mean Methodist, right? So context. You can't just sign this alone and expect someone to automatically understand that you mean the religion, because this is also the same sign for motivate or or to be enthusiastic. Okay, so here we have the sign for Mexico, Mexican. That's what the book signs. But I have only seen this sign for Spain or Spanish, not for Mexican or Mexico. The sign I have seen, or can't we see you? The sign that I have seen for Mexico is this, right? Then we have Mormon, kind of like going like this in a circular motion. Native American, like this. Protestant, religion or religious. Roof, like this, using classifier. We have Russia, which I'm going to have to stand up for this so you guys can see. It is Russia, which again, kind of an old sign. Nobody really uses that. It's Russia. Then we have Scotland, Scottish. Right, it's a 4, going this to show the plaid. Then we have Spain in Spanish. There's also another way. I've seen this. And then there's tomato. And that is it. We are officially done with learning ASL. We made it through all the lessons. Now, in the back of the book, you have all of the exercises. You have all of the sentences, all of the dialogue. So I definitely suggest that when you're done with the book, here you have, this is the answer key. Practice. You must practice and then record yourself signing these sentences, signing the dialogues. Is it clear? Does it make sense? And if you have a friend who's also learning ASL, or who is an interpreter, ask them if they can watch these videos of you signing these sentences. Ask them, is it clear? Is there another way to sign this? Just get more and more feedback. If you know a deaf person, and if they're willing to watch that would be good too. But we have all of the exercises in the back, and they show the English sentence and then the ASL gloss version, so that's really helpful. And then also in the back of the book, we have all the vocabulary. All of it's right here, in alphabetical order, which with the page number. So also practice vocabulary as well. And then at the very end of the book, no, I skipped it. Also, before the sentences, where is it? Okay, yes, before the sentences, we have the manual alphabet, all the ABCs. So be practicing that. We have numbers 0 all the way to 1 million. It's by tens, right? So, we have 11, 12, 13, 14, da da da. When it gets to 20, it shows 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. But it stops at 25 and doesn't show you 26, 27 or anything. Then it goes to 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. Because it's pretty basic, right? After 30, it's just 31, 32, 33, 34. It's pretty basic for all of that. So, 92, right? 90 or 91. It's very, very basic. You go 145, 146, 144, 122, or like 1,422. So just be practicing different number combinations. And obviously we have all of the references right here. So if you want to do more research, we have references right here talking about the deaf community and deaf culture. If you're actually interested, look at these references. Now, I must admit these references are old. They are from the 1980s. We have American Sign Language references. Some are from the 1970s, some are from the 1980s. This is an old book, but this information is still important and still vital. So if you're learning ASL, it's not enough to just know the language, because language is heavily influenced with culture. Culture influences language, and language influences culture. They go hand in hand. So if you're learning ASL, it definitely helps to be learning about the deaf community and the deaf culture. It definitely helps. Whether you're just learning ASL because you want to be able to communicate with a deaf person, it can happen. Or you want to learn ASL because you actually want to become an interpreter, or you have deaf friends for whatever reason, or deaf family members. It definitely helps to learn about the culture, to learn about the community. So there's tons of references right here. It's worth the Google. Check it out. And that is that. This book has so much. So that's it for lesson 1 to all the way to lesson 22. You did it. Awesome. Keep on practicing. Record yourself doing the alphabet, doing numbers, doing sentences. Make up ASL stories in your head and just try to express it. Record yourself, and then just look back at the recordings and, think of different ways to sign things, different signs, different classifiers, different sentence structures, and, it'd be great. It'd be awesome. And so what we're going to do basically after this is we're going to focus more on interpreting. We're done with the ASL part. Now we're going to focus on interpreting. I don't know what kind of videos I'm going to make for that. I'm still thinking about it, but that's it for learning ASL.